I am obviously acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a Black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position.
So we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
How are we? Good to see all of you. It's an honor to be here with all of you. A lot of familiar faces in the room, a lot of new faces. And President Trump is back.
I'm back.
And the golden age of America has most definitely begun.
A few minutes later.
3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office. Can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
You may have one of the worst first. They all have a criminal record?
And welcome to the briefing.
If they broke our nation's laws, yes, they are criminal.
Opinions vary.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Opinions Vary. That's Opinions with an A. Please like, share, and subscribe. And today I have a special guest, my wife, Stock Mom. Say hello.
Hi.
And she'll be doing a couple of videos with me probably from here on out. Maybe a lot. If you guys like her, you might demand that she comes back. We'll see what happens. But right now we're going to listen to Karoline Leavitt. She was on yesterday as the new White House press secretary, and I thought she did a really good job. I had a little bit of my doubts because Kayleigh McEnany is one tough act to follow, but I thought she did fantastic. And if that's how she's going to do, the Trump White House is in good hands. So we're going to hear from her a little bit in the press briefing, and then we're going to see her talking to Fox News about some other stuff. And one of the things she talks about, we call her out on a little bit. We disagree. When we disagree with President Trump, we'll call him out. So without any further ado, let's go.
President Trump, during the course of the campaign in 2024, said the following about illegal immigration. He said, they're going back home where they belong, and we start with the criminals. There are many, many criminals. NBC News has learned that ICE arrested 1,179 undocumented immigrants on Sunday, but nearly half of them, 566 of the migrants, appear to have no prior criminal record besides entering the country illegally. Is the president still focused exclusively, which is a civil crime, it's not criminal.
It's a federal crime.
So I'm asking, though, he said he was going to focus on those violent offenders first. So is violent offenders no longer the predicate for these people to be deported?
The president has said countless times on the campaign trail, I've been with him at the rallies, I know you've been there covering them too, Peter, that he is focused on launching the largest mass deportation operation in American history of illegal criminals. And if you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore you are subject to deportation.
I apologize for interrupting. So to be clear.
So one thing off the bat, he said it's a civil crime. That's the new talking point. Just like Sonny Hostin did on The View, I think, yesterday. It's a civil crime. No, it's a federal crime. It's right here. It's a
What is a civil crime?
It's not a civil law. It's
right.
Criminal law. It's a federal law, and it is a crime, and classified as a misdemeanor. So don't buy into this leftist talking point now, because they're all going to start doing it, because a lot of people are being rounded up along with violent criminals, because as Tom Homan said, if sanctuary cities aren't going to let us just go into the jails to get these people, there are going to be people hanging out with these violent illegal aliens, and most likely they will be illegal too. And whether they are just here illegally, which is a crime, they're gone also. We're not just going to walk away from them, and that's what's happening. And the left and the Democrats don't like it, and now their new counterpoint is going to be, well, it's just a civil crime. No, it's not.
Violent criminals do not receive precedence in terms of the deportations taking place.
The president has also said two things can be true at the same time. We want to deport illegal criminals, illegal immigrants from this country, but the president has said that, of course, the illegal criminal drug dealers, the rapists, the murderers, the individuals who have committed heinous acts on the interior of our country and who have terrorized law-abiding American citizens, absolutely, those should be the priority of ICE, but that doesn't mean that the other illegal criminals who entered our nation's borders are off the table.
Karoline Leavitt with us.
Right. You're not off the table. If you're here illegally, you're fair game.
Committing a crime.
Right. You're committing a crime, just like anybody else. If you shoplift and you're walking around and the police see you, they arrest you. You're wanted. If you're here illegally, in my opinion now, you're wanted and you need to go. No exceptions. Yeah. Everybody. I'm sorry.
Each and every one of them.
That's it. Enough.
Today, and good morning to you. Coming off the briefing from yesterday. Appreciate your time. Let's get right to it. Tom Homan last night with Jesse. He's not happy. Watch.
Are you satisfied, Tom Homan, with the pace of migrant deportations?
No, we got to do more. We got to open that aperture up, which we're going to do. It was a great start, but we're not finished, and We need more deportations, a lot more deportations, and that's what we're working on. Sanctuary cities are difficult to operate in.
So Karoline, he says two things in there. Obviously.
Well, I think Trump wasn't happy with the first few days. It was like 500 a day. He wanted more. Now it's going up past 1,000 a day. He probably wants 1,500 to 2,000 a day. And they're here. It's just you have to have the manpower and the resources basically to get them. We know they're here by the millions.
We know they're here. I mean, we live in New York. They're all
over the place.
See, at the end, sanctuary cities are difficult to operate in. We all knew that at the start. The other thing it says we've got to do more. Is the White House giving him all the resources that Tom Homan is looking for now?
President Trump has used every lever of his executive power to ensure that we can secure the border and launch this large mass deportation operation. And I would echo the comments of my colleague, Mr. Homan. While this has been a great start, we will not get complacent. The previous administration allowed tens of millions of illegal people into the interior of our country. And President Trump has promised the American people that he is going to deport those individuals.
What are those, Christmas lights? Are those Christmas lights?
I know, it's a little late for Christmas lights.
What are those? No, it's still blinking.
And so every single day, this administration is empowering law enforcement agents on the ground across our country to do their jobs, to work with federal law enforcement officers in CBP and in ICE to deport heinous illegal criminals from American communities. We also will need more funding from Congress when it comes to detention and deportation efforts, and that's something President Trump has made very clear to our allies on Capitol Hill as well.
Hey guys, if you're still watching, I really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe. I do one video a day at least. If I don't do one video, it's because of circumstances that were beyond my control and I couldn't get it done. But please like, share, and subscribe and help me grow this channel. I appreciate it.
Caroline, I'm going to call you Caroline No Binder Leavitt.
Yeah, no binders, just like 2 pieces of paper, knew everybody's name, packed room, knew all the answers, unlike, Cringe Jean Pierre and Raggedy Ann. What was her name?
Raggedy Ann.
Jen Psaki.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Raggedy Ann.
Which is an impressive feat, I have to say, especially on the first day, and quite a contrast indeed.
Dana Perino was a press secretary.
Yep.
He was for George W. Bush.
I'm interested in a couple things. One, I want you to listen to these blue city mayors. They want to give ICE the runaround. Watch.
We are in intense and scary times for...
It's very intense and very scary. Right?
Very scary.
Very intense and very scary.
It's very scary to send illegal immigrants that have committed heinous crimes home.
Right. It's very scary for the people who to get rid of violent criminals from their community.
so many of our community members and federal
so
government
many of your community members? Like your community members that have committed heinous crimes?
If you have a lot of those in your community, you're not doing a very good job.
Implement their laws, and we are not forced to participate in their actions.
Right. Their laws.
Federal laws are their laws. It's not hers.
Not hers.
No, not hers. She doesn't. Apparently, Boston is no longer part of the United States. Now, what should happen to her, in your opinion, if she gets in the way? She's basically trying to play it cute and say, we just won't enforce their laws. But if they obstruct, to me, if there's somebody in jail in Boston, and there's ICE has a detainer on them, and Boston doesn't inform ICE when this person's being released, what should happen to her, in your opinion?
Should be arrested. They should make an example out of her.
100%.
Start arresting these mayors.
This one too.
Yeah. Oh,
100%. 100% be arrested. Yeah. You're obstructing justice. You're violating federal law. You're obstructing. You're not living up to the oath that you took to protect your citizens. You should be placed under arrest.
Make an example out of one of them.
Make an example.
This administration is attempting to do. He's attempting to get us to surrender our humanity. We're not going to do that in Chicago.
I don't even know what that means.
Caroline, I know that later today, I understand that President Trump is going to sign another executive order to help combat anti-Semitism, and this will go into those cities and possibly on campuses. What can you tell us about that?
Well, first, to respond to the Democrat mayors that you just showed, I can't help, being from New England myself, to comment on the fact that Mayor Wu is an incredibly unpopular mayor up in Boston. And the people of Boston, if you actually talk to them, want this administration to move into that city and secure it and deport illegal criminals from their communities, which ICE Boston has done. I noted one of those instances yesterday in my briefing of an illegal immigrant who has been convicted of rape that ICE Boston has recently removed. Every day, this administration is focused on making American communities safer, and Democrat mayors should be inclined to help this administration do that because that's what their constituents want.
They shouldn't be inclined. They should be required. Not inclined.
It's like, can you do us a favor?
No. You're upholding the oath you took.
Right.
You raised your right hand to uphold the Constitution, not only of your state, but of the United States. And this is just, to me,
This is
a no-brainer.
Yeah. I mean, common sense. But there was no common sense for the last 4 years.
No, none. Zero.
President Trump is signing at the White House today. It's a very big day here at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The president will be signing the Laken-Riley Act into law this afternoon. This was a bipartisan bill that addresses one of the many failures that led to the disturbing murder of beautiful young Laken. Her family will be at the White House today in her honor. And the president is very proud and excited to sign this bipartisan piece of legislation. He also will sign executive orders addressing school choice, ending funding for public schools that support critical race theory and other divisive measures in their curriculums. And as for anti-Semitism, the president will also be signing an executive order to address that as well.
Imagine you have to sign executive orders to stop anti-Semitism and all this other nonsense. You have to, like, where are we? That we have to sign executive orders to say, no, that's not right.
I have no idea. I mean, it's clown world. And what about our children? Why should there be critical race theory taught in schools? Why should there be? I mean, it shouldn't be in the agenda in their curriculum.
No, how about
it shouldn't be
reading, writing,
and arithmetic?
Right? Is that what we grew up? Right. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Yep. I mean, we're not like super geniuses or anything, but
well, speak for yourself.
Okay, but that's true. But the kids today, they're not learning anything. No. Start teaching civics. You want to? No, what Trump should do?
They don't even learn their arithmetic. They don't learn 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3. They don't learn that anymore.
No.
Script, cursive writing.
No more cursive writing.
It's gone.
No, he should sign an executive order. You have to teach civics.
Oh yeah.
Or else you're not getting any federal money.
And basic economics and finance.
Basic economics. Right.
Finance should be taught in elementary, and it should be started in middle school. I would say like between 5th and 6th grade.
Yeah. Learn how to just give him a fake checkbook, even though no one uses them anymore. But at least learn how to do that, and then you could do it on your phone. But stuff like that, it just needs to happen.
You opened your hearing yesterday talking about drones in New Jersey, and you made a statement that left me wondering, because you said they were authorized by the FAA for research and various other reasons. What are the various other reasons for the FAA?
The various other reasons I pointed out as well in terms of what these drones were doing. They were recreational drones, they were hobbyists, they were private individuals that enjoy flying drones. And once there was curiosity about the drones, then other folks that own drones, I guess, were inclined to fly their drones as well. So it led to an increase of the sightings that the people of New Jersey were seeing. But as President Trump told me to make it very clear at the podium yesterday, this was not the enemy. These were simply hobbyists and the FAA who were doing these drones for research.
So everyone can breathe.
All right. So this is what I was talking about. Let's say we're going to disagree with this. I don't believe that for a second.
I don't either. I do believe that it was contagious and people started flying their drones because they were curious. But if it was the FAA, why didn't Biden come out and say anything? Why didn't he come out and say it's nothing?
Well, you have a theory on that. Why do you think that they wouldn't say something if it was this benign? Why wouldn't they have just said, this is the FAA doing some experiments with some drones, and we have some hobbyists now who are joining into the party? Why then do you think they didn't
complete psyops to see how the American people would react to something like that?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you have all these people freaked out, thinking they're looking for radioactive material.
Which maybe they were, and they're just lying to us. They're still bold-faced lying to us.
Right.
Who knows? But a psyop, right?
I don't believe that it was just
the FAA.
Yeah,
it can't be that benign. It makes no sense.
It doesn't.
Or if it was, there was the ulterior motive of psyop.
Yeah. How will we react?
I agree.
A sigh of relief on that. You talked about it yesterday. Peter Doocy just gave us an update at the beginning of the show about this call to offer buyouts to federal workers. Senator Tim Kaine is in Virginia. Of course, a lot of federal workers from Virginia. He said this. Watch.
The president has no authority to make that offer.
Yes, he does.
If you resign in the next week, we're just going to pay you for doing nothing for the next 7 months. Don't be fooled.
Wait, fooled?
Fooled.
We're going to pay you for the next 7 months to do nothing. You've been doing nothing.
Right.
You've been doing nothing.
You do nothing anyway.
Can't make this stuff
up. Now you don't even have to pretend to be working.
Right, exactly.
You could just, like even Doge, we'll see in a second.
Yeah, you don't have to put on a nice shirt with your
Nothing.
pajama pants.
You don't even have to go on a Zoom.
Exactly.
Right. And then you have Tim Kaine, who, thank God, Trump stopped him from becoming vice president in 2016. Look at the two people that Trump stopped from being, well, he should have been three, but the two that he stopped. Stopped, well, here we go. He stopped him from being vice president, Tim Walz from being vice president, and he stopped Kamala Harris, who he didn't stop from being vice president, but stopped her from being president. So think about that.
Yeah.
Think about the people Trump has saved us from. Hillary, Tim Kaine, Tim Walz, Kamala Harris, saved the country. Yeah. And these rhinos who can't get that through their thick skulls is amazing to me.
He's orange man bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Tricked hundreds of people with that offer. If you accept that offer and resign, he'll stiff you just like he stiffed the contractors.
There are about 2 million federal employees across the country. Can you clarify whether people will actually be able to get the money? Kaine is claiming that even if you do take this offer, you won't get paid through September 30th. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, he questioned President Trump's legal authority to do this, and the president has the legal authority to tell federal workers that within the confines of the law and their contracts, they have to show up to work. Only 6% of the federal workforce in Washington, D.C. actually shows up to the office. That's egregious.
Egregious. Look at these numbers. Look at this. 2 million people, 2 million federal workers, 2 million. 6% work full-time in the office. How is that even possible? And they say if 10% take this, or 200,000 take it out of 2 million, 10%, it saves $100 billion in the long run. I hope that 90% of them take it.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt they will, but I would.
Honestly. They say 10%. They think. What do you think?
Let's go for 25.
A quarter of them take it. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna
One out of four.
I'm gonna go somewhere between 12 and 17%.
Okay.
I don't think 25, unfortunately. I would hope you would be right, but I just can't see
I think that's excessive, but it's what I would like to see.
Right. All right. Shoot for the moon, right?
American workers, the middle class, who keep this government up and running with their hard-earned tax dollars, have to show up to the office every day, and President Trump expects bureaucrats to do the same. And if they don't like it, well, guess what? They are getting a very generous payout from this administration. They'll be paid for the next 8 months. I think Doge just put out a tweet. It's great that says that they can have their long-awaited vacation if they wish for the next 8 months. But we are going to ensure that the federal office buildings in this city are filled with productive and excited workers. Yes, they will.
Last question.
Right, and we're paying for those office buildings too. Billions of dollars a year to sit there. Empty. Yeah. Have them cleaned, have them maintained, and nobody's using them. Typical government operation.
Kennedy have the votes to be confirmed? Yes or no?
We believe so, and we sure hope that he does, because he is an exceptional and brilliant individual, highly respected. He's going to help President Trump make America healthy again, which is a priority for tens of millions of Americans at home.
Okay, the hearing starts in 30 minutes, and we're waiting for it.
All right, so there you go. So with Robert Kennedy right there at the end, we watched a little bit of it today, and my favorite, of course, is Bernie Sanders, who you've never seen me do the impression on this channel, but I'll do it now. You had Bernie Sanders talking. He had onesies behind him on like a big board with babies' onesies behind him, and apparently because Robert RFK Jr. sells them, or used to sell them with some organization he was affiliated with, but he's not anymore since he became a nominee. And Bernie says, "These are onesies that you are making $26. Do you pledge not to make profits off onesies?" And I'm just like, this is a serious person, Bernie Sanders. First of all, comb your hair. Comb your hair,
I don't think
Bernie.
he owns a comb.
I don't think, right? No, it's a balloon. He combs his hair with a balloon. Like him and Tim Kaine. I mean, really, you look like you just walked in off like Dan Aykroyd in Trading Spaces when he's Santa Claus. That's who Bernie Sanders looks like, the drunk Santa Claus who walked in Dan Aykroyd in Winthrop. Right, that's who he was. Okay? So it's just amazing. And the questions and these people that have been there for 40 years, it's just like, oh my
they
God.
were questioning him on his book on measles, not really being a child epidemic. I mean, listen, the guy is a recovered drug addict. He admits it. He's healthy. He eats well. Why do we have red number 40 here in the United States?
Right.
Why
Those are the questions. Instead of onesies, why don't you ask about red 40?
Right.
Exactly.
Questions about, cancer, cancer-causing agents. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Right. Well, do you think he gets through?
I do.
I think he'll
I
make
do.
it. I think
I
Kash
do.
Patel makes it. I think what we're hearing, though, is Tulsi Gabbard's going to have a hard time.
She's going to have
We'll
a hard
see,
time.
and we'll probably do videos on that, too. I know at least I will. I don't know if Stock Mom's going to
I'll
join
come
me.
back.
All right, so we'll have her
Only
back.
if you like and subscribe and you put a comment down below.
Right, then she'll come back.
Yeah.
And also, subscribe to her channel. She's going to start it up again. It's there. There's really nothing on it yet. All the
I
content.
archived everything because it was a few years ago and work got in the way.
But she's great at the stock market and talking about finance and economics. She's not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Just got to
No.
put that out there.
But I read the Fed beige book and the meeting minutes for fun. So.
Yeah, she does. She's not lying, but yeah. But so definitely subscribe to Stock Mom's channel. It's at Real Stock Mom, and that would be really appreciated. And we're going to end it here. So did you have a good time?
I did.
All
I'll be back
It's good
for
having
sure.
you here.
All
Really
right.
fun. All right, so everybody, we'll see you next
and I'm
time. Go ahead.
The better half.
Doesn't that go without say?
Yeah.
Pretty
Happy
much.
wife, happy life.
All right, I think everybody would agree. So
All right.
we'll see you next time right here
Take
at
care.
Opinions Vary.
Opinions vary.